is fucking 1,000 years old.
Yeah, but that's like going to BC and then figuring out what happened before BC. You know?
You want to start that off, Drew?
I thought we were still planning this shit.
Yeah, we're good. We'll go from here.
We're good.
We'll go from here.
Who plans podcasts?
Yeah, the people take this shit.
Let's put it put it right there.
Yeah.
So, what were we just talking about, guys? Before anything else happens.
Some bizarre hockey show.
Some bizarre hockey
show.
Is this like a JoJo plus?
No, that's just what I call Yu Hakusho.
What is it even about?
Shelby, why don't you describe it?
Okay, since Yu Yu Hakusho is like one of my favorite animes, I
Okay, here
I
comes
watched
the
it when I
week.
was young. Yeah, well, okay, Naruto fan over there in the corner.
Jesus fucking Christ, you have to bring out Naruto.
Oh man, what the hell, Drew? What the fuck?
That's my keys.
Loser. Kyle, were you ever like you had to scream like Naruto fan runner like 747? Did you ever have one of those? You don't have to lie to us. You can tell us the truth.
This is a safe space.
Okay,
It's a save space. Yes.
I'll be honest.
Save your progress.
I did the Naruto one once. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What was it?
From classroom to classroom because I'm in the wrong classroom.
Shit. Anyway, Yu Yu Hakusho is an anime about a kid who dies, but he wasn't supposed to die. So they're like, well, I guess we can put you back in your body, but it's gonna take some shit. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that, because all the people that care about me are sad. And, also he's a delinquent, so, you know, he's one of those guys. And so he goes back into his body eventually, and then they're like, oh, there's a catch. You have to work for us. And he's like, what the fuck? So he has to go hunt demons.
And he's also a spirit detective, Kyle.
Yeah, that's what that means.
He works for a little baby named Koenma.
I feel like y'all talking to me about like.
Dude, Kyle, you should actually watch Hockey Show. It's actually a really good show.
It's an 80s anime, like 80s, 90s.
It's not JoJo, so I'll probably watch
No,
it.
it's not like JoJo Bizarre.
No, it's
like a 90s.
like a typical 90s anime.
Yeah, shonen. Yeah, I could never pronounce it. I'm like shojin, shoujo.
There's shoujo
Who
and
cares?
shonen.
Is there shoujo?
Shoujo is girls' anime, quote unquote.
Like
and then
Cardcaptor
shonen
Sakura.
is boys' anime.
Oh.
Shonen is like Naruto, Yu Yu Hakusho, My Hero Academia, that kind of shit.
Right, that's the
While
only shonen you can fucking
shoujo is, well, those are that's the thing about shonen is it's very formulaic.
Dragon Ball.
That too, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just throwing out the popular ones because, like,
Yeah.
and then shoujo is like girls
Dragon.
anime, like magical girls, like Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor Sakura. What else? Tokyo Mew Mew.
Excuse me?
I think those guys are a bit too young for that one.
That's
Tokyo what
another Tokyo Mew Mew is another magical girl anime. It was pretty popular, but not as popular as Cardcaptor Sakura and Sailor Moon.
Does it involve cats?
She transforms into a cat girl, yes. The main character. Her name is Ichigo. all the girls in Tokyo Mew Mew, I've never watched it, by the way. I only know this from absorbing from other fans of it. Tokyo Mew Mew is a magical girl anime, and all the characters are named after food. So, for instance, the main character's name is Ichigo. That means strawberry in Japanese. And she turns into Ichigo Mew, or it's like something like that. Ichigo, I don't know. Don't yell at me if you're a fan of that. I doubt your fans are all fans of Tokyo Mew Mew.
I can hear the
who knows?
keyboards clapping this very second.
Clapping!
Yeah. Yeah, they're just go slamming on the keyboard, and when it comes out, they put into like a random code generator, and that becomes a comment.
Anyway, but yeah, so she becomes a cat girl, and then her other people in her group, there's one that becomes a bird girl, and one becomes a porpoise girl, and one becomes a...
Porpoise?
Yeah! Yeah,
Can you
one
explain
becomes
what
a
the fuck
porpoise
that is?
girl.
No, I was hoping you would.
So they don't really become, like, partially, like, besides, like...
Is that like a small
Besides,
whale?
the main girl has ears and a tail, but it's more costume than it is she's actually a cat girl. They get the abilities of those animals. For instance, like, you know, being a cat, you're really agile, and the porpoise girl can swim fast, and and then the bird girl, I guess she can do bird shit. I don't know.
Like, she just shits on cars. Bird shit.
Does bird shit? You mean fly?
And one of them is a wolf girl.
Does bird shit? Oh my god.
Oh, one of them's a monkey. She's really good at fighting.
Seagull.
Great.
She's a monkey girl.
Do they also fling monkey shit?
Maybe, I don't know. I never watched
She alarms
Tokyo
the other
Mew.
people
I've been
when
interested
people are
in it.
coming. Ah!
She sits
Screeches like a seagull.
She sits on the fucking line and she's like, ah! Ah!
I gotta watch more shoujo anime.
Yeah, seriously, feel we've been missing out. Everybody else with their fucking like dragon fruit powers and their
Dragon fruit.
You know, there's all the screaming, all the guys that get stronger and heart of the fucking cards. One bitch friends with a fucking canary. It's like, oh, this really is a good ass show. Must be dangerous. What was that, girl?
That's the whole point of Tokyo Mew Mew is they all turn into animal powered people. It's kind of like if you think about the Power Rangers ones where they get animal powers. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but it's magical girls.
Drew's ready to elaborate on the history of Power Rangers.
Alright, do you want to start with Super Sentai or do you want to start with Power Rangers?
Let's go with
Oh god, this is gonna take forever.
Super Sen Rangers.
How about
Sure.
Excuse me.
Do you remember that police Power Rangers one?
SPD?
Yeah, SPD.
Or if you're going by the Sentai, you're talking about Deca Ranger.
Dude, Drew is so fucking ready to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched this shit. There were
Remember
so
the
many
Ivan
like
Ooze?
droid jokes. Like
Yeah.
imagine like the SPD like on their like days off of not fighting. Man, this is the second time I pulled you over to smoke a weed. The fuck? I have to suit up for this shit.
Alright, SPD emergency. Plays the theme song and everything. Takes off the helmet. Alright, here's your ticket. Power down. Let's go.
Let's go.
Get back in his car.
Fucking parking ticket.
Yeah.
Sir, do you know why I pulled you over?
It's like, this is one of the monsters that they have to fight. It's like, I'm the deadly speeding monster. You can't catch me. I'm gonna grow to the size of a truck. I tried to think of like what a giant car is, but I'm like, wait, cars don't get that big.
Not see a truck.
No, I'm talking like,
Oh, big truck.
like how when the monsters grow, it's a giant size. When Rita Repulsa is all like, make my monster grow.
Can you just say it was big as a building?
But he was in a car. The bit called for it to be a car.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Very big car.
Can be one of those like German experiments during World War and all that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We're gonna build this huge ass tank. Oh shit, it's too heavy, it doesn't move. Dude,
How did we get from fucking Yu Hakusho to fucking Power Rangers?
That's the beauty of this show, people. Welcome to the Gelbbo Shat podcast. I'm your host, Starter Pack. Here's my cohort in crime, Mad Noob, and over there is cameraman Zuko-sama, and here's just someone we found off the street.
I ate out of trash cans.
What?
I'm sorry?
You say you eat out of trash cans?
Yes.
Better than actually eating trash cans.
Goddamn, we're that crazy looking.
I live on the street. Then where do I eat? Out of trash cans, duh.
That was a nice rhyme.
So, Drew, I hear you finished a Senior One Piece.
Yes, I did.
One Piece.
so we go with a single shot at Drew. He's gonna tell us about his experiences.
So I started it. I don't remember exactly when, but it was like when we recorded the Emma Sakura game with Ross from Game Off. Like a little bit before then, that's when I started watching One Piece.
It's all a blur.
Yeah, it's like
Hashtag
a weird
that
blur.
asshole.
I'm pretty sure there were these two weird black bars on the side of the screen. I don't know what that was all about, but it's been a fucking weird journey. I never expected to get this far.
I'm proud of you. Like, I tried, I failed horribly. I just watch like the fight scenes now and just like pick up here and
You
there.
took a bite of gum gum?
I took a bite of
Let's not talk about 4Kids. I got a story for that later.
Drew, like, so how many episodes did you actually watch?
Well, altogether right now there's 892, but I did skip a few because some of them are very superfluous. Like, there's a couple episodes that's like, what if the Straw Hats were in Edo, Japan? And it's just smack dab in the middle of this arc where they're like fighting the big bad or whatever. And I'm just like, Yeah, why? Okay, I want to see them get from here to there to beat up that guy. Why do I have to suddenly watch them be in like kimonos and shit? So it's like I just skipped those episodes. There's like an episode where Chopper is like a superhero. I'm like, I'm not gonna. Thanks, Chopper. You're cute and all, but I'm not gonna watch that. I need to know what the fuck. I need to know when that train finally gets to Enies Lobby.
One Piece does that a lot. You'll be watching an episode and you gotta be focused because the next episode will come and you'll be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Or did I skip like a whole chapter with that?
But it's like sometimes they'll just have like 4 or 5 episodes that are nothing but flashbacks and recaps.
Yep.
With like little bits of new stuff hindered throughout. So like when I was near the end and I was making my final push to the end to catch up, the latest couple episodes were like, here's like a little bit of new stuff, here's a shit ton of flashback, here's some more new stuff. So it's like every 5 minutes I'm like watching it, hitting forward on the PS4 controller a couple times, then sitting and watching, hitting skip.
Yeah, it was like Sanji's family, right?
It was like a little bit after that.
Oh, okay.
It was like when all the like world officials are going to this cool convention place to talk about their feelings or whatever.
Yeah. You got to see.
Hashtag vacuum. Hashtag
Snake
clean
Man.
house.
Yeah, I still don't understand what Snake Man does.
Snake Man.
Jesus.
He
So
does
for those
snakes.
of you,
He does snake stuff.
which is what you two know, Luffy has what's called gears. So like you know how he's got rubber powers, right?
Yes, yes.
So he's got what's called Gear 2, which is he uses his legs to pump the blood through his body faster, making him go faster. So he's got speed. So he doesn't he doesn't just do Gum Gum Pistol. He does Gum Gum a jet pistol.
A jet or piston.
And then he's got
Pretty sure that's not how the body works, but okay.
Then he's got Gear 3, which is he bites into his finger, blows into it, and makes his arm huge. And then he just now he's got Gum Gum Giant Pistol. Just imagine that, but like a lot bigger.
As big as a car, Drew?
Yeah, as big as a really big car.
So he just does fucking like a Mr. Fantastic bullshit.
Yeah.
Makes his fist big.
But then we've got what's called Gear 4. Gear 4.
Is he a fucking car?
A big car.
Man, Gelbbo videos, come over here for your car jokes.
No, but like Gear 4, there's this super cool ability called Hockey. I don't know what's a better way to interpret what Hockey is for noobs.
It is it's energy going through you, chakra, fucking the shit that makes people strong. The thing that everyone has, but not only a few people can like control and do. It can make someone stronger. There's different types of hockey too.
Yeah.
There's like what's the one where you can see
field hockey.
shortly?
Observation hockey.
There's ice hockey. There's roller hockey.
I will kick
Yu-Gi-Oh hockey.
I'll kick you so hard in the hockey.
No, but there's the 3 different types of hockey, which is observation hockey, meaning you can see shit around you before it happens.
Yeah.
And then there's armament hockey, which is you get this cool black stuff on your fist, and it makes it harder, and you just punch stuff and it hurts.
Yeah, it's like armor.
Yeah. And then there's what's called conqueror's hockey, which is you're so intimidating, people just fall down.
Pretty fucking much. Luffy has it and he has no idea. Has he figured it out yet?
Yeah, by this point, that was like what the whole time skip was about.
Okay.
That was him on that island learning dude.
The only thing I know about One Piece is there's this one clip where a zombie comes out and Luffy just pushes it back into the ground. He just doesn't care. He's just like, oh, yep, put that back.
The days of Thriller Bark, when life was so much simpler.
And the zombie's just like, what the fuck? You can't just put me back.
There was a joke in that arc where there was like this severely injured old man, and everyone who saw him, they were like, oh shit, it's a zombie! And he's like, no, I'm just a severely injured old man. And then the zombie shows up, and they're just like, it's a severely injured old man! And then he's like, nah, I'm a zombie. Fucking stupid. So where was I at? Oh yeah, Gear 4.
Oh yeah, Gear 4.
Basically, I don't know how to fucking explain Gear 4. He like blows into his muscles to make him stronger, and then he uses hockey around that, and then he starts bouncing. And it's called
Anchor
Bounce
arms, dude.
Man.
Yeah.
Your arms.
Basically, it's called Bounce Man, which is one of the forms of Gear 4. And then just recently he came up with another form of Gear 4 called Snake Man.
Snake Man.
Which is just Bounce Man, except he doesn't bounce and he moves faster. Can you see how confusing this is? Because I'm equally confused.
I'm loving it because I'm finally seeing Drew. Like, he watched My Hero, but this is probably the one shonen show that you've actually been watching. This is a thing with shonen. When they get more powerful, it's not supposed to make sense. Fucking.
I mean, JoJo is a good example of that.
Yeah,
like, when people get more powerful, shit gets stupid.
Well, yeah, but with that show, nothing fucking makes sense.
Yeah, nothing made sense from the get-go.
Yeah.
True.
Dragon Ball,
Just
the dude's
gets
hair
worse.
just changes color. And he made a good point.
Hey, sometimes his muscles get bigger, and sometimes he wears a cool vest.
Are you talking about?
Wait.
Oh, wow, this woman.
What?
Like, you know.
He did the whole
Like, Ryan, you know.
fusion thing.
That when if you watch like the first few episodes of Dragon Ball and like Goku's like fighting people and his speed, but if you watch like the latest episodes, you know his speed has grown like 1,000-fold, but they don't really show it. I love how he picked that up. He's like, what's the difference? I'm like, oh my fucking god. Like, you can't show it in like the anime because it's blur. It's just a big fucking blur.
My point is, what's the difference with what he's doing with Gear 4 versus like Gear 2? Because it's like, oh, he's stronger and goes faster. How is that any different from Gear 2 when he just makes his blood go faster?
It's a lot more faster. It's a lot more faster.
Well, if they had said that, I wouldn't be complaining.
That's the thing. Shonen, you have to assume that
They
shit.
didn't. Yeah, but they
Everyone
didn't
just
say
getting
this
faster
shit.
and stronger.
All I know is he spent like 20 episodes fighting a dude who could turn into Mochi.
Harder,
Fucking Mochi.
together,
Fucking
faster,
Mochi. That part.
stronger.
That part. It's like,
Harder,
what was
better,
his move? Fucking hammer Mochi. He gets hit with like the dude's arm turns into a giant spike ball. Luffy gets hit, sticks to it. He's like, this Mochi's so sticky. I'm like, sorry, what?
Because there's this dude, Katakuri, in the Whole Cake Island arc, where he ate the mochi fruit and he can turn into mochi.
Delicious.
He's a beautiful man.
Yes, but it hurts Luffy because it is sticky and also rubbery. And he can make it hard with hockey.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a very confusing.
But in all seriousness, like, I remember like a couple of years ago when I said like when I started watching anime, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna touch things like Dragon Ball or One Piece. And then like I remember because I finished Fairy
Dragon
Tail.
Ball isn't even that long compared to like One Piece.
Yeah, but like there's like different iterations of Dragon Ball, and it's like. The point is, like, after I finished Fairy Tail, I was like, you know what? I feel good about myself. I watched a long show. I'm going to give another one a shot. And I started with One Piece. And it was just like, I remember I gave if you're starting One Piece, my best advice for you is give it the benefit of the doubt. Because it doesn't start off as, like, cool as you think it would. You have to know that it's going to get better, so you have to just keep watching a little bit further than you might like. Because it wasn't until like episode 20-something that I was really starting to be like, okay, this is starting to get really good. The story and the characters are being really interesting now.
This is from the guy who couldn't stand My Hero Academia.
You really gotta point that out. I feel bad enough about this.
He's like, huh? It didn't really get good until 20. Meanwhile, My Hero didn't take that long.
I feel bad enough. I feel
I'm
bad
sorry.
enough about that. I wasn't gonna bring any of that up.
We can't let you live that down. It's Drew's lot in life.
I love it, Drew.
Yeah, thanks. What do you want to fucking say?
Aren't you gonna tell everybody about your new cool?
What? I don't know. The joy's been ripped from my soul now.
Good.
Jesus. Yeah, you ever want to spend $100? Get yourself something really cool like this. Yeah, man.
Shut it off, bro.
Power of the explosion.
Shut it off, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Get some cool angles going.
Yeah.
Should've got the aqua one.
Yeah. No. Oh, I can't wear water. Oh, yeah.
I
Get
can't
some
remember
Dutch angles.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Say some Dutch angles.
R&B video.
Fish eye leg.
That girl is poison. What? I'm having fun. I'm not talking, I'm directing. Leave me alone.
God damn it, Drew.
Anyway.
Proud of you, though.
For what? For finishing One Piece? Does Crunchyroll give out diamond play buttons or something? I feel like that's something I should get.
You gotta probably use autoplay so you can't.
Finishing.
Sorry. You have to physically press every time.
Yeah, physically.
He says finishing.
I hit click every
More
time.
like catching up with One Piece.
Yeah, but now they're in a cool space where everything is drawn more inky, like it's an ancient Japanese scroll.
That's cool.
Yeah, because the place they're in is called Wano, and it's basically just like this island that's nothing but like ancient feudal Japan.
Yeah, I saw that. It looked pretty fucking badass.
They're only like 2 episodes into that arc, and I'm already hype as fuck.
Fuck. Did you get that?
Yes.
Yes.
So I guess I'll give it my 2 cents of the show and anime. Look at my new Goku shirt.
Oh, well,
That's all I got.
Show the back
all I
of it.
got. Wait,
The back's
The
pretty
back's
sweet.
cooler. The back is.
Come on, show.
Yeah, back muscles.
Come on, show your lats.
Fix that.
Show
my pants.
Show the lats, not the ass.
Oh, see my, I have no pants. I have no pantaloons on. No, but speaking about like getting involved in something, so I don't know what happened. Like when you get those YouTube rabbit holes again. So I found another one, and it's about Silent Hill, of all things. I don't know how. I think there's a guy. I wrote their names down because I'm gonna give him credit because there's like a YouTube channel. Oh no! Oh, here it is. Here it is. So I'll give a shout out to Yellow Paper. This dude named Max Durrat, Derrat. Durrat. I don't know. Either way. Either way, it's just like all of a sudden I just happened upon it, and it was just like, all right, here's the mythology and background of how things are in Silent Hill. And like Silent Hill's always been like one of those things I grew up with, where I'm just like, I don't want to play that game because that game was scary as fuck. Like never played one. Scared out of my mind. My uncle used to play it when I was a kid. He used to watch. I was like, yeah, this is great. I'm traumatized for the rest of my life because I saw that. Because the beginning, if you ever seen the beginning of Silent Hill, the original, it's, oh look, a weird fog. Let me walk in here. Oh, it's a dark alley. Let me go in there. Oh shit, there's someone crucified over there. His stomach ripped open. You're like, oh, fucking scary. And then the lights go out. And then you turn around and there's weird fucking skinless children with knives.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, 7. I'm like, Uncle, what is this? I thought we were playing Bust a Move. Fucking oh shit. And that's how I always introduced those. That's how I learned how to play. I grew up with like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. But Silent Hill was one of those franchises I never touched because I was fucking afraid of it.
Mine's a little bit.
Yeah, because as I got older, I was like, I want to play. I remember going to my local Sam's Club from the South. You guys sell video games. I bought Resident Evil 3 Nemesis because I'm like, that's the cool one with Nemesis. And Jill has the fucking tube top, so of course I'm gonna buy that one. Come on, let's get real here, guys. Jill Valentine, bro. Anyway, I played that. I was like, oh, I can play horror games. And this is how dated the story is. Yeah, sure, I bought the PS1 game version of it, but I also bought the strategy guide. I still remember in that strategy guide that we bought, when you jump into the sewer, there's like a weird what is it like? I'm gonna go worm monster.
Yeah, some kind of monster.
Yeah. Either way, you know what word I want to use is tremors, because in the strategy guide it goes, oh, looks like we went into the sewer. There's a monster in here. What do you think we are? Kevin Bacon? And I was like, that's a Tremors reference. It's stupid. I remember being a kid and be like, huh, I get that. It's funny. I was like a little kid watching it. But Silent Hill's one of those things. Like, I actually own part 3. I remember I just picked it up because I tried doing that again. I guess with part 3 of anything, I guess I would pick it up. And I played it, I was like, no, I'm not playing this. It's scary as fuck. And then like, the more I watched like the videos on it, the guy goes over the lore. It's like, oh, this is what the fog means, this is what the guys went over and everything. Apparently their strategy guide, the Book of Lost Memories, is not only just like a strategy guide, but also like lore. And I'm like, fuck, I missed out on that. And I was like, I really want to find the PDF for that, which I think there is one online. I have to check it out. But yeah, no, with Silent Hill over everything was all psychology. Mm-hmm. All like Silent Hill is just to put it in short is when you go into this place, it's just your deepest, not even your deepest darkest fears, just the worst part of you comes out.
Yeah.
And they're talking about like the how the inner world and the outer world switch places. The subconscious becomes the conscious and what's really in front of you, and that's what that's supposed to be. Like Pyramid Head being like, I think his regret, I think it was. But, or just going back more into it, I have to rewatch that video because like I'm watching these. I'm not gonna lie, I watch them at work when I have time. I'm like, yo, let me watch these, and just one video after another. And
you heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
Zuko-sama doesn't work at work. He watches YouTube.
I do it when I have time.
Sure.
Anyway. No, but what is it? But so they just talk more and more about it. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, the idea that like the worst parts of you come out. That's interesting. And they're like, yes, but this is what this means. And this is what that means. And like they're coming up with these things. And there's like, if you look at psychology, Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud, and they're like quoting all these like, they're like, damn, this is really good because the creator was like, I don't like jump at you horror. I don't like monsters in the sense of having monsters. It's like these are like inner demons and inner monsters. Like,
Psychological horror.
Yeah, and it's like that. And that's why it always stuck with me as a kid because it always freaked me out. So I'm like, why don't I like this? It's not because it's scary. It's because the idea is more horrifying.
Yeah.
Because I see people play it now. And I'm like, I can watch people play it and be like, all right, that's fun. That's more interesting for me to watch somebody play it. Not gonna play it. Not gonna play it. I'm all set with that shit. But like the more I got, then there's another guy. Pull up the paper again.
How many?
His name was I'm just reading it. Reinstall Paul.
Reinstall Paul.
He freaking goes on his thing and he goes, "Hey guys, it's Reinstall Paul here. I'm gonna talk about the lore of Resident Evil, of Silent Hill. I have 135 slide on how it starts." I'm like, fuck yes, I'm in. And it's like 30 increments, the 30-minute increments of like a fucking like 5-hour stream.
Jeez.
And I'm all about it right now. So I'm just like, yo, get me at it. Because, dude, the first episode was about, all right, we're going to go over the occult and alchemy and just discuss the basics of all those things. And I'm just like, wow, I'm learning.
Because about the occult and alchemy.
Yeah, because now I'm starting to realize, like, I'm not going to lie, when it comes to those things, I never really grew up with it. Like knowing what like occult meant or like what is this like who's the squad and where these words come from. I'm thinking like yes,
It's what the Chinibio was like.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm thinking like when I see words like the fuck is called. How do you say it? Arcana. There it is. There's major arcana and lesser arcana. Then the difference between like a magician, a magi over what a sorcerer is. You know what I mean? They're like, a sorcerer is someone who does things on, for his own benefit, while like a wizard is like someone who does it for themselves.
A sorcerer has innate magic ability. A wizard has spent years and years and years and years reading and training and studying.
You're a wizard, Ryan.
Isn't that more like I don't know, because that's the one I read about them when more it's more like...
Well, if we're going by D&D,
I was saying
just
going
what
by
I'm
D&D,
going by D&D.
But I'm going by like occult.
Well, usually if you're gonna, that's D&D comes from occult stuff. Kind of like that's a lot of it comes from like fantasy and occult and all that shit. So.
But I'm going by like the original thing.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the same or not.
That's what I mean though. Like every definition I've ever seen is that a sorcerer has innate magic ability, and then like a wizard has learned magic ability, and a warlock is given magic ability.
I remember learning that. That was always fun. I didn't know what the difference was. But like no, that's what I read in the thing. In the video, and then they were just talking about like the difference between like between Gandalf and Sauron. How it's just like Gandalf's like, oh yeah, I'll help everybody out. Sauron's like, yeah, I helped everybody out. Didn't really work out. I'm gonna do my thing now. With the orcs and Uruk-hai. But I'm in the middle of that right now. So they just got over like the occult stuff. So I'm learning about that stuff now, and it's really interesting because the guy goes into detail about like this is what is it? Reinstall Paul.
Reinstall Paul.
He was mostly going on about like, all right, we're going to talk about the occult, but also about the idea of like where it came from before the Renaissance. Because after the Renaissance, we have what we know now is, this is, so these people had magic. They're like wizards, and then like the idea before, like if they look at things from the East, like the Magi, literally using all those old terms. It's like, oh yeah, Magi meant people could like, etch things in stone, and they could write, and that's where they got all the ideas from. Like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like talking about dudes who did like alchemy back in the day.
Yeah.
Before like Western influence found it and started making names for it themselves. Like originally, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I'm like, damn, we're going deep. We're going in deep. Let's check it out. Like I didn't even know that. And it's just like, man. Then they're talking about that phrase. Was it as above, so below? They keep saying that. And it's like I learned more and more about that phrase. I was like, oh. Okay, interesting.
That's what I liked about Silent Hill. I loved the Silent Hill stuff, and I've been meaning to get into that shit because that's kind of horror I like.
Mm-hmm.
Something with a deeper meaning, something that's just not like ooh spooky.
Yeah,
it's not just oh there's a ghost. Go on.
Ooh, spooky ghost.
Like there was, I can't remember the fucking movie. I'm trying to remember it. I'm really bad with like remembering.
What's the
shit.
idea behind it?
It's I'm with parentheses or whatever these are. What are these? Drew? What are these?
Quotation marks.
Quotation marks. I almost failed English. Shut up.
Parentheses are these ones.
So it's like a demon ghost kind of movie. A girl thinks she's crazy seeing this shit, so she goes to like a mental institution.
The Ward.
That fucking movie. That fucking movie. If you guys haven't seen it, watch this shit. I'm about to put spoilers on this shit, so click off this shit.
No
not
thanks.
not that shit. I love how we still haven't clicked that shit.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Fire on them!
Don't look over here. Movie magic. Don't mind the man behind the curtain, kids. Oh, hey, sorcery, magi. Call me Magistrate Zuko. Yeah, don't look over there. What's that in my hands? It's a magic wand.
God fucking damn it. I hate this shit.
Hands. Stop it!
But yeah, if you haven't
For
seen
English, right?
if you haven't seen it, great fucking movie, because I can still say it!
Sleight of hand, baby.
Son of
Still
a
hasn't
bitch.
gotten better in 2 years.
So there's these group of girls, I can't remember how many, but there's these group of girls, and one by one they start slowly getting killed off. And throughout this movie, the girl has to go to this counselor. She's explaining to him what she's seeing, and she thinks that he doesn't understand. She thinks no one believes her. And at a certain point in time, the girls actually start believing in what she's saying. Slowly, they're getting killed off. One by one, it seems no matter what they do, they still can't stop whatever this thing is until the main character is left. At the end of that, it wasn't a ghost or demon at all.
Was it her?
She had multi-personality disorder.
She was the one doing it.
I was like, because I'll be honest, towards the whole movie, it was like the CGI was okay, the jump scares was okay. It was the ending. I'm glad I started. It was the ending. I was like, huh? It was just her mind created that to take away those multiple personalities that weren't exactly her. And the more I thought about, every single one of them had a completely different personality. Preppy, depressed. It had fucking everything.
Sleepy, dopey.
Dopey.
Yeah. Tsundere, Yandere, Chinibyo,
Chibio, that's the other one.
Gamer Girl, Bathwater,
Don't even start with that shit.
Igor.
Yeah, great fucking movie. The
Yeah, you know I
She
did
was
this animated
good.
one? Great.
So,
What?
you're saying that all the girls she killed were her personalities.
Yes, her
They
mind.
They weren't real people she killed. They were just her other personalities.
Yes, she was the only one in that. She was the only one there. There was no one there. It was her mind trying to figure out and take apart which was actually her psyche.
Gotcha.
So
That's cool,
That's
actually.
clever.
I was like, what the fuck? Because the ending is what got me, and that is kind of horror I like. Something with a deeper meaning, something that's, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love fucking monster movies. I think it's an alligator scary movie.
fucking
Crawl.
Yeah.
Crawl.
I mean, it's dumb, but I want to watch it.
I
Like,
wanna
I
watch
really
it.
want to watch it.
I
I
wanna
don't give a fuck. Like, I'm like, yeah, John Alex, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Let's get in that house, you know. We'll send they send EMS. They'd be like, oh help, I got a flare. Oh, what's going on? Ah, John Alligator, what the fuck? Yeah. Or it's crocodile. I don't want to be racist.
What?
Don't at me, okay? I don't want to get tumbled. Oh shit!
Something in it.
Don't look over here. Other than if you want to see magics.
Stupid.
Gift of the Magi.
Have you ever considered watching or reading or doing anything like Lovecraftian horror?
What is it?
Lovecraftian horror is anything inspired by H.P. Lovecraft.
What is that?
Cthulhu?
H.P. Like Cthulhu, like
Oh,
that
Cthulhu.
kind of stuff.
Is it
Cthulhu,
is Cthulhu-
old elder gods. Basically,
okay.
things that your mind can't comprehend.
Alright, I'll be 100% honest, I thought Cthulhu was just some giant, like, Davy Jones looking monster.
Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah. Basically, Lovecraftian and horror is you unmuted it.
Okay.
The fire. It's gonna spark.
Dude, we're gonna get copyright strike. Don't look at it that long.
Lovecraftian horror is. But yeah, anything. There's an author called H.P. Lovecraft. Some people may have heard of him. He wrote a bunch of stories. They weren't really full-on books. They were just like stories. Some of them are really popular. Others not so much.
Good, because I can't read.
Basically, he created these kind of incomprehensible beings that exist in our universe and our world that want to be released. And they want to be in existence and stuff. There's cultists who, There's cultists who worship them and work for them essentially, and like, Cthulhu is one of them, but he's by far the most popular for some reason, but there's other more interesting characters like Yog-Sothoth, I think that's how you say it, I don't know. Their names are really weird and a bunch of consonants and stuff, like it's hard to pronounce them. Hastur is one of them.
What was his name?
Hastur.
Hastur?
Yeah.
I was like Castor. I'm like, what?
No, Hastur, the
And
King in
he's
Yellow.
Ryder.
That's his other name, is the King in Yellow.
Assassin.
Basically, the whole point of Lovecraftian horror is about how the characters are reacting to this inexplicable being. It's like, essentially, your brain can't comprehend it. It's like seeing one of these creatures or even having it be near you breaks your brain. It breaks your psyche, and you go insane. So the whole idea of these horror stories is that they're very creepy and kind of like makes you wonder what's going on with this character and things like that. Like, oh no, something bad's gonna happen, but it's not necessarily gonna be death or anything like that. It's just like really, like for instance, there's a story where this character died, and then
Spoilers.
I forget what the name of the story is.
Spoiler.
I forget what the name of the story is, but this character died. I think it was this character's wife died, and
Damn, dude, what the fuck?
no, this character's wife died, and then there's this thing that came back and was knocking on his door, and it was in like a trench coat, and all it could do was gurgle.
Yum.
Like, all it could do is gurgle and, like, make noises, and you come to find out that the gurgling hooded thing is the dead wife trying to warn him about something. I forget exactly how the story goes. It's been a while since I've read it / looked up at, like, how it goes, but...
Spoiler alert!
The point is, it's really, like, unsettling. You're just like... Because she's dead. She's dead and the body came back still, like, messed up. Because I think what happened was she got, like... Her head got smashed. Or something like that. And it was like...
Like a pumpkin?
Essentially. And it's just like...
Like a watermelon?
The way his stories go is they're very...
Like a mouth.
They're very unsettling. And then there's these inexplicable beings which make you, like, wonder what the hell is going on in this whole universe. And there's a lot of media that's been made around Lovecraftian horror. There's, like, dozens of board games. There's a few video games, actually. Like, there's actually a recent one that came out called The Flooded City?
Sinking
City.
Sinking City's the new one. The one before that was called Cthulhu. So it's pretty...
Call of Cthulhu is, like, the most popular.
Most popular one, but then the new one that's out right now, it actually takes place here in, well, not here in Boston, but outside of Boston.
Actually, some of the stories take place in Rhode Island.
Yeah. No, but that one specifically.
Yeah,
but you're going to say something about
he
that
did
he's
a lot
from
in Rhode Island.
Here, right?
I don't think he's from here, but he had a
lot of his stories are based here.
There are a lot of are based in Rhode Island, yeah.
Based off Rhode Island?
No,
Yeah.
based in
What is
Rhode
that?
Island. Like he has fake what's it called?
I wasn't talking, dude.
Took me a second.
Fake.
Like he has fake places, like the Miskatonic Institute. Miskatonic Institute is a fake thing,
Oh, okay.
but people have made it a thing here. I think like people make. No, not that that it exists. It's just that people are like, he wrote here a lot, so let's make some merchandise. So
I definitely gotta check it out.
But yeah, he's mentioned Providence a few times in his books, or stories rather, I should say. And for some, I can't remember if it's because he just lived here for a long time, or if he, what his fascination was exactly with Rhode Island. I can't remember, but he mentioned Rhode Island a lot, and he made a lot of his stories take place in Rhode Island, or somewhere near Rhode Island, like Boston and shit.
That's cool. I'm definitely gonna check that shit out. A bunch of short stories. I got one question though. The gargling wife is more of a creepy gargle, or is it like a gargle?
Well, she's what the thing is like.
If you're like, she's keeping great hygiene, so
her head was smashed.
I don't know if it'd be more concerned or annoyed. Shut the fuck up.
Who's using Crest out there in my house? I can't afford that shit. I'm jealous. You can rub it in my poor ass. You get it in a fucking like sea shanty. He's like, man, there's somebody out there.
Was it the
can
wife or
afford
was it the
mouthwash?
husband? I can't remember. Either way, the person's head was smashed, so their teeth were all fucked up and their mouth was all fucked up, so they couldn't speak. All they could do was gurgle.
Man, I still can't afford that. Presto, what's up, man?
But anyway, yeah, Lovecraftian horror is about the creep factor. It's not about outward scariness, it's just about like, oh yeah, there's these beings that we can't comprehend and nothing matters, so we might as well just roll with it. Also, this is all horrifying because it all looks like an amalgamation of nothing and everything.
That's the one thing I never really got into was Lovecraft horror. It was one thing that's like...
You like things with 1,000 eyes? I got stuff with 1,000 eyes.
Pretty much.
It's pretty much what it is.
Tagon eyes.
No!
My mate's here with the sacred Shikon jewel. No. See, he has everything, dude. Fucking, I don't know where to go. I was like, I'm from like horror to like, man, oh, actually no, because I actually did want to talk about a movie. There was a movie I saw in Cologne. It was a French film. That was a horror flick. It was called High Tension.
French.
And, I don't know, that was like, there's like 2 French films that, if you want to watch like different, interesting horror. High Tension was really good. It's more of a suspense horror. I haven't seen it in a while, but I definitely want to see that again. It's, classic, somebody's killing, chasing these 2, these 2 people together, and they're just like, oh, holy crap. And then, of course, it builds up with the high tension.
It builds up with the high tension.
And then the other one was, I think, La Horde, or The Horde, whichever. It's probably just translated. That was an interesting one. That was a zombie flick.
Yeah, I've been meaning to fucking watch that shit.
Okay, I suggest. I watched the movie like 3 times. One time with my cousin. 2 times. This is the weird one. The second time was with one of my best friends over Xbox Live. We were like, oh man, this one was scary.
Yeah.
Oh gee whiz.
Yeah, with Xbox Live, you can watch movies together.
What? Yeah. It's like, oh, dude, my Netflix subscription is set up to it, guys. We watched the Horde together. So we had our classic fucking Xbox 360 controllers, like the one earpiece in the mouth. Oh man, that's so scary. And then one time with some girl I was showing it. And I was like, wow, I saw the movie 3 times. Good movie, though. Of course, it has its, like, fun European-style tendencies, but good movie. I recommend that. I recommend both those movies. There was one movie that I feel like I know the name. You ever had those times where you know the movie, you've seen it, but you just forget everything about it except for, like, a few scenes, and you're like, that was a good-ass movie. What movie? Because, like, that's how I am right now. Like, there's one that I know I enjoyed. Like, I remember bits and pieces of it. I'm like, it's a good-ass movie. I think it was another French film. It's like, if I remember correctly, it's like a girl and her friends, hostel-type gig, and they go to the country, and, oh my god, the family's crazy. They're eating people or whatever. And then it ends with, like, of course, them fighting back, guns and shit. And I just remember being like, this is really cool.
Shit.
Okay, because growing up, I had a lot of, I was introduced to horror in the sense of, like, I was the youngest of my 4 cousins, and we all hung out. Whatever they were watching, I had to watch because I was the youngest. I had no choice.
So that's why you scared a little bit.
I mean, I was scared a bit before that. I just had to watch it. I mean, like, as I get older, like, I can appreciate it. Like, if I'm hanging out with people and watching horror movies, I'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, last time I watched a horror movie with somebody, I think I watched the first Insidious movie.
That was
That was a good movie. Like, I was really impressed by that. And it was with somebody who... I hate... Like, I know there's different people who watch movies. Like, I'm the type of person who, when you watch a movie, I like to put myself into it.
Yeah.
So, like, perfect example was, alright, we were watching it, and it's like, oh, there's that book. Whoa, what happened? Why is the book on the ground? You know, like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, we'll get invested in that. You know, it's not like, oh, the book's on the ground. Scary. No, I'm one of those like, oh, that's weird. What else is going on? And then, like, there's that scene in that movie. I'm pretty. It's like she's in that room and she's looking out the window, and there's just a guy who's like walking back and forth, like past the window, and then it just because he's just behind and in front of them. I was like, ah, fuck! I was like, that freaks me out. Like, oh shit! I remember you freaking out. Like,
he was in front of the window.
He's in the floor. It's dun dun dun. I was like, oh god, he's inside the room. He didn't do anything. He's spurred. I was like, this is a scary ass movie.
I am the complete fucking opposite.
Yeah, I probably can't watch this fucking Kyle.
I'm same thing. We're playing Alien Isolation. Shit, and I'm down. It's like, oh fuck, what was the show? I think it was, it wasn't The Nun. I think it was The Conjuring 2. Yeah, it was The Conjuring 2. Either the mom's in the room, and you see the shadow of like the demon nun walking through. She goes to the portrait, and all you see is the eye. I think the eyes open. The room gets dark. Everything gets eerie. Then you see hands come up from behind the fucking thing. She charges with the portrait, and I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, I punched the thing. What the hell? Run at me with a fucking goddamn painting of a goddamn ghost. That was the thing. Like, the dude had a dream of this demon, and like, I guess if like when he does shit like that, when he has like a bad dream or something specific, he has to like paint it. It's the most scary fucking looking thing in my life. He's nonchalantly like, yeah, I just want to paint it, get it on like picture. I'm like, God, man, it's a painting that look like you got issues. Come on.
So, layers of fear.
Nice.
Sure.
Well, that was his purgatory thing that he had to do. I'll spoil it.
Yeah.
But there's like 5 endings to that game, so that's one ending. So spoil that one.
So we gonna play it again and get all the other endings?
No, dude, because it's like, oh, you need to pick up this ball that was on the floor. Did you look at that painting when it was prompted? That's how you get like the other things. I was like, really?
When it comes to that kind of horror stuff like that, I'm like, no thanks, I'm out, goodbye. Like, no, no, I can't do it.
Oh, I love horror. If it can, I've watched so much that hardly any like The Nun. I'll be honest, it just sucked. It was just boo. It's been a while since I've seen a movie that actually gave me fucking goosebumps.
Yeah.
One of them was actually A Quiet Place.
I need to see that still.
Really good fucking movie. Most of the movie's quiet, but
That's the name.
That's yeah.
Quiet Place. In theaters.
It's not
in theaters anymore.
Not in theaters.
Oh shit. I'm not a time traveler. Don't look over here, Magi Zuko. Bam!
Did we win Area 51 battle?
Stupid.
I'm the regular Zuko that's from this time period. I don't know what you're talking
So where did you go then?
Where did I go?
Yeah, when the future Zuko or whatever time period Zuko
I don't
came.
remember.
Can we talk about that? What up with this fucking Kyle meme?
Kyle, you tell me, Kyle. You're the one who's in the embodiment of it all.
I haven't punched a drywall in like ever.
Watch out for your drywall! Protect your drywalls! We got a Kyle in the room!
Monster's not even my first choice of energy drink. It's like Nas, Red Bull, fuck it, I'd choose fucking Mountain Dew before Monster.
Look at me. Of course he has a list of his favorite energy drinks. Of course he does. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. Magic!
Shut up, filthy Naruto runner.
Jealous. Jealous. I'm faster than you.
I'm gonna risk it all. I'm gonna pass this to Shelby.
Oh no, you know what happens when I do this.
Yeah, the camera pans like
bypassed me.
I thought you wanted to talk.
No, I was just doing that because why not?
Alright then, back to Kyle, I guess.
I've been holding the camera too long.
I mean, I'm gonna go off topic. Y'all ever have stupid pets?
I think everybody's had stupid pets at some
I've had a
point.
lot of small pets like hamsters, birds, fish. I had this one dope ass hamster that I used to play games like video games down in the basement. We'd leave all the doors open. Fucking, I can't remember what the fucking thing's name is, but all of a sudden we'd be playing. And me and the hamster ball just going down the fucking stairs. Thing was a fucking tank, I swear. It was like
How did it
shockproof.
not die?
Oh, the thing was a fucking champ, I swear. The thing come all the way down.
Break its little hamster neck.
Fucking roll all the way down, all the way around.
That was just inertia carrying it, Kyle. He was dead.
I almost thought I killed the thing. I had a reclining chair, basically like the one Shelby's sitting on. I didn't know the thing went underneath the seat, so
You pulled the
I was like, douche. What the fuck is that? Instead of looking at it, I'm like, douche.
Oh my god!
You heard it here, folks.
I
Lift it up, there's a neat little hamster-sized puddle there.
I don't know what this thing's problem
Matt
How do you feel about dogs,
was. I'm gonna get a dog, like big dog bowl, like ball.
Has dog ever jumped on you and you ever thought of like, you kicked it because you thought it was attacking you or anything?
No, not really. I usually don't move when like dogs like. That's the first thing I do. If a dog like nips, I don't move because it moves. You move and you're like.
Fair enough. I've never really had a lot of pets. All I had was a dog. Generally, and like of course, everyone had a fucking beta fish, aka a fighting fish.
Yeah, because
everyone had one of those.
they're sold as the cheap, easy pet.
And it looked cool. Like, let's get real here. Like, they're all, look at my blue one. Look at it go. Here's the man. It comes in like little like mana potions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like a little mana potion thing. And you're like, whoa, this is so cool. Don't put them two next to each other because they're gonna fight and kill themselves. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do that, but sure, why not? Yeah, I've always was.
And yet they make tanks for like 2 at a time, where you put a divider in it. And it's just like, why? Why would you stress your pets out?
And like that's it. Like I never really had any other pets. Like I'm just like, dog was cool. Never had one ever since my dog, and about it. And then Drew, I know you have cats, right?
Yeah, we've had cats all our lives. Had like 3, then 2, then 3, then 5.
I want a cat.
Now we're down to 3 again.
Yeah, my hamster man, fucking thing had balls. I swear, for some fucking reason, I swear. So you got like the basement door. Here's the hallway to get there. Here's the bathroom. I swear, the fucking thing went from the beginning of the bathroom, charged, got air, because usually when it rolls, it's doosh. This one, I hear. Doosh. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I look over, the hamster's just. I'm like, holy shit, guy.
Doing his thing. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's like, I missed you.
The funny thing is, obviously he can't get back up the fucking stairs. So when I go up the stairs and he's still down cellar, he'll ram into the first step and be like, I'll hear it.
Hey.
I'm like, oh shit, he's still downstairs.
Pick him up.
It was
Hey,
funny.
you left me, asshole.
It was funny though. It was the same hamster that scared the living shit out of my dad. That's why we keep him in a ball and just let him roam around. I think just to like kill his energy, so like sleeps at night or something. I don't know, because he got out of the cage, gnawed his way through the door, went to my dad's room, crawled up the bed. Went into his leg, but that's like, shut up, kick the thing.
Oh no! That was even a bastard.
You heard it here, folks.
Got scared the living shit out. Hamster was good. That fucking thing actually lasted a long fucking time for fucking hamster.
You had a good warranty on it, right?
I had a good fucking warranty. My fish, on the other hand, though, stupid as shit. Yeah, he got like the rocks at the bottom of a fucking. This is a beta fish, obviously.
Yeah.
And the rocks at the bottom of the tank, the little bowl.
Yeah. Gravel.
Put food in it. The food went in the rock. Fucking dug itself underneath the rocks and drowned itself. I'm like, Mom, where's the fish? She's like, digging. What the fuck? For the longest time, we thought someone looked through it. I'm like, Dad, flush the fish? No? The fuck's the fish? I'm a kid. I'm like, fuck thing grow legs?
Didn't you ever see Finding Nemo? They threw the rock over the thing and they jumped out and they started rolling to the ocean.
Yeah, I'm gonna find my flesh.
The funny thing is about betta fish is that they do jump out a lot, and then people usually find them like dried up somewhere in the back of their tank area. Because people will be like, "Yeah, he jumped out and we didn't know." So I found him gray. I found him gray and dead 3 days later.
It's 9 a.m. Where's your fish? Do you know where your beta fish is?
I'm sorry I'm laughing, but I worked at a pet store and this shit happened way too much, the stories I heard. I get a morbid sense of humor after a while, where it's just like, yeah.
Like smashing hamsters under recliners.
Oh, God.
I didn't fucking know. I thought it was just stuck. It was all recliner. I was smashing the fucking ball.
Yeah, something was stuck there, alright.
I look under and the hamster's looking at me like,
What the fuck?
I had a guinea pig, mortified as shit, just stood there and just.
Yeah, that's guinea pigs, alright.
He's like, I'm like,
Do something cool.
do a flip. Do a flip.
Sophie.
Poor guinea pigs. I felt so bad because like people would want to see them at Petco, and like they didn't, like they were babies, so they were like still kind of nervous about being handled, but they couldn't do anything. They didn't bite. They didn't, like it wasn't hard to pick them up. They're like a fucking potato. Thanks, Junkrat. They're like a fucking potato. They can't bend around and try to bite you like a hamster can. Then you just pick them up and they're just like, guess I died. Guess I'll just die. And I tried not to stress them out holding like little footballs, but people want to see them. They want to be sure this is the one I want to buy.
We went to a zoo. It wasn't like a Petco or anything. We went to a family-owned zoo, and they let us. They bent the rules of like animal law like a lot. I mean, they took excellent care of the animals. I think better than some zoos, but they
Which
had
zoo was it? Was it in Myrtle Beach when you?
No, it was Animal Adventures. Can't remember what the fuck it is. It was a long drive.
Hopefully they don't sue.
Oh, no.
You're gonna find the video and sue.
Fucking, they had a lynx.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking thing stood about this tall. They let us go into the fucking cage with the thing. Now this thing played like a kitten. Its paws were like this fucking big. Mm-hmm. It played like a kitten. It was just like rolling on the ground. It was like, my girl was petting his back. But like I said, it's playing like.
Pretty sure that would have if anything went wrong, that would have been horrible for that.
Oh yeah, we had 3 of the dudes who've been with the thing since like birth to like make sure. Mm-hmm. I'm glad we got to do it because they actually changed the law after a while, and now no one's able to do it anymore. But since this thing's playing like a kitten, but it's not a kitten, it lays on the ground, wraps his mouth around my calf. I see 2 fucking giant teeth wrapped around my. And it's
oh man, that's a Macho Man story. Kyle, you're doing great.
Fuck you. I said that, like, it wrapped its jaws. I saw 2 big teeth. It's just playing around. It didn't put any pressure. But
little legs.
I'm standing there. Little my ass, that was a big fucking cat.
Yeah.
I'm standing there. It's just like
I'm sure that
mouthing my leg, and I'm like, no one fucking move, or I'm losing a leg. But beautiful fucking cat. Fun as shit, very playful. It was actually a lot friendlier than the cat we saw, a serval.
Yeah.
It didn't have front claws, so it was just laying down. My girl went to sniffed her, looked fine, wasn't aggressive at all, went to go pet her stomach. The fucking lightning speed of this thing swatted the living shit out of her. I mean, it was like...
That's my stomach.
I was like,
jerk.
Oh, my girl was like, son of a bitch. Like, you see a cat and it's like, this thing was like, smack! I was like, holy shit.
You should know from your little cats not to touch a cat belly. But you know what happens?
The freaking
that's a bear trap waiting to happen.
The freaking lynx like belly rub. I'm petting the thing. It's just like, meh. The thing is like bigger than me. But it's like, holy shit.
I always find that usually the smaller the animal, the more chewed. It's got more tude.
I think I know what you mean because my girl's got 2 Siberians. One of them's 18.
I thought you said your girl's really small and she got a lot of tude.
Yes.
I was like, oh man, you know, I'm trying to have a good time, girl. That goes up.
I think I know what you mean because my girl's got 2 Siberian and they're like, one of them's 18 pounds. Not even, it's not fat. It's just a large cat.
Siberians are just huge.
It's just large.
They're the second
cat.
largest cats after Maine Coons.
It's just swole.
It's just swole cat. Things are fucking. These things are strong too. These fucking things are swole. Trying to get this thing out of a cat carrier. It's got.
They're like, no.
4 paws, pulling the thing by the ass. Fucking vet is pulling the cat carrier. I'm like, bitch, get out of here.
He's like, no. I know what you're gonna do.
But yeah, really like gentle cats. But yeah, I don't shit myself when I fucking think I'm baby on mine.
My sister went to where was it? She went to, I forget. It was like, I think it was the Dominican Republic. Yeah, the Dominican Republic. She went and then they went to a reserve that had a bunch of animals and stuff. Like to rehab them, I guess, or like to keep them. I don't know exactly. I think it was like a rehab kind of dealio. But they had like baby jaguars that she just hung out with, and it bit her and left a mark. Like, that's just a baby jaguar. Like, that baby jaguar left a tooth mark on my sister. Like, it would have severed your leg. Severed your leg real good.
Oh yeah, that thing would have.
Also,
Yeah,
her friend got
fucking-
bit by a monkey because she was stupid and put her finger in the cage.
My girl.
Don't do that.
Yeah, she was
Kids,
drunk.
don't do that.
She was drunk.
Why'd you go drunk to a zoo?
They served drinks there.
It's like me going to fucking.
They had
I went
this.
to Myrtle Beach and there's alcohol at CVS. I'm like, it's an oxymoron or.
They called them. They had these drinks. It was like the specialty. It was like a mudslide with banana flavor in it as well. And it was like called the
I get it because they were monkeys.
the something monkey. Yeah, they called it like a something monkey. I can't
Drew, I
remember.
hate you so much.
It's got banana flavor
Like
because
a-
they're monkeys.
Smug
Yeah, it was
face.
like a loco monkey or like something like crazy monkey, something like that. But the point is, they were strong, and they gave them out like a lot. Like they don't cut people off like in other countries sometimes. Like at zoos here, they probably like no more, but they kept giving them because money. So the it was like the reserve. It's just drunk. My sister's drunk friend just walking around, and there's a sign that says, "Don't put your fingers in the monkey cage." Guess what she did? And then she was like, "The monkey bit me!" She was like so drunk and so upset that the monkey bit her. It was like one of those, I think it was one of those like capuchins, and they're not known for being nice.
All right, Drew, send us home.
Why has it gotta be me every single time?
Because.
Don't touch me, you're a nip. I'm gonna go loco monkey on your ass or whatever.
Wow, the joke followed through with her story. Send it away, Drew.
Let's go monkey do Luffy.
Catch us next time, or maybe we'll hum in some more children's theme songs.
Don't look at me like I'm gonna remember one. Are you kidding me?
Go turtles. 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1, turtles.
Turtles!